Hey everybody, welcome back to Video Game. So today I got a fun and exciting episode for you guys today because as of 2 days ago, Xenia Manager updated to 3.0, bringing in a ton of new features and a lot more ease of use for your Xbox 360 emulation needs with Xenia. And as of yesterday, 3.0.1, a hotfix came out as well. And to say going from the 2.6 release to 3.0 was an upgrade would be an understatement. Xenia is definitely getting much better as far as emulation is concerned, and using Xenia Manager is going to be the easiest thing you can possibly do. Because trust me, Xbox 360 emulation configuration without the manager isn't really the easiest time. Before I get too far involved though, do me a huge favor, right down below, hit like and subscribe and ring that notification bell, definitely helps us out. If you feel so inclined and want to support the channel, we got a Patreon link down below as well. But Xenia Manager is always actually getting updated, and this 3.0 release and the 3.0.1 hotfix are bringing in a ton of new features, a ton of new ways to interact with the emulator, and just a lot more ease of use to actually manage your games, get them configured correctly, and then basically just let you play the games versus trying to figure out how to actually run them. And the nice thing is this automatically installs Xenia for you once you select it, and you can have both Canary as well as NetPlay and even a mouse hooker version set to each individual game, so you can kind of control your own experience. And when I say Xenia as an emulator is getting a lot better since the last time I looked at it, I 100% mean it. This is Forza Horizon running 1920 by 1080 internal rendering resolution, running on my PC, and everything seemed flawless. Now just so you know, spec wise, I am on an i9 12900K, water cooled and overclocked, and I have a 3080 Ti as far as the GPU is concerned, with 64 gigabytes of RAM. So depending on your system specs, you may see better performance than me, you may see worse performance than me. But last time I tried to play Forza Horizon, I remember it was not running this well, and it definitely had some graphical glitches. So to say that Xenia has been upgraded as far as emulation is concerned, that's 100% true, and it's getting so much better results today. But again, getting an update to Xenia Manager is just so huge. Let's go over some of the features. If we move over to the releases tab on GitHub, and I will leave a link in the description below to this, you're going to see that this is a major release. This is a milestone release, basically bringing in a ton of new things into the overall project. And that is always awesome because just like any other graphical user interface, you're going to be able to configure the games how you want them. You're going to be able to install patches. A lot of the configuration is done by the community and saved, so it automatically correlates to the game you're trying to run, as well as doing a lot of other things. And you'll see here during development, a comprehensive community-driven database featuring 6,500 Xbox 360 games was created for this project. So it's going to be absolutely massive when you actually take a look at this. Just be aware that you do need to migrate old installations over, because this is going to be a new version of Xenia Manager that's not compatible with the V2 versions, whichever one you have installed. And again, Xenia Manager just makes things absolutely so easy. You'll see here you have the emulator management. I recommend installing Canary mouse hook if you want that, as well as NetPlay so you can play online. And this is going to take care of everything for you. And honestly, since the last time I demoed this in the tutorial, it is even easier. So if you want an updated tutorial on Xenia Manager and Xenia Xbox 360 emulation, leave me a comment down below. But as far as what's new in 3.0, it is an absolutely comprehensive list. But you'll see here there's a new modernized design that makes this look a little bit better, trying to get it closer to Windows 11 inspired UI design. And I would say it definitely gets the job done. Once I turn it to dark mode, I do not like light mode in any sort of UI, but that's just me personally. But every single thing you want to configure in here is instantaneously configurable, and everything is going to look really nice as far as that UI is concerned, because Xenia standalone, the actual application, is very bare bones. It gets the job done, but honestly it's not much to look at. And I know a lot of you really love having your emulation presentable and basically making it feel like it's almost a console in its own design. So as far as the new UI tweaks are concerned here, maybe not the biggest feature, but maybe one of the most welcome features for a lot of you out there. But you tell me down below, does UI really matter to you, or do you not care whatsoever? And of course you're going to get this suite of all of the different graphical options. And again, once you get this running, Xenia is just so much improved of an emulator since I last took a look at it. Getting something like Forza Horizon running in full speed without any hitches, being able to use rewind in the engine and have everything just work, really does feel like I'm playing an Xbox 360 except with a lot better graphics. And as far as the sound quality is concerned, it's exceptional as well. So go ahead and listen for 45 seconds and I'll be right back with more changes.
I was right, people. Darius Flint really is approaching Horizon right now. And word is, he's already racing. Typical Darius. But hey, it doesn't matter who you are or what you're driving, okay? Bring your ride and bring your friends and just get down here now, okay? It's day one of the greatest festival on earth, and we are gonna have some fun this year, yes! And wait, before more music, we have got a very special guest here with a big announcement. It's CEO of Horizon, Alice Hart. Alice, how you doing?
Hey, Scott. How are you?
I'm great, I'm great.
I mean, at least for Forza Horizon, it looks, plays, and sounds amazing, but again, every single game is going to be a different experience because this emulation is not complete yet. And as far as the upgrades to the game management system, it's going to just look and feel a lot better to you. If you take a look at here, you have all of the cover art that's automatically ingested when you add the games. Then you're going to be able to right-click and be able to navigate to whatever you need, install or download patches, create shortcuts, set up different game paths, and basically just do whatever you want with the game. So you're going to be able to manage every single game and every single experience you want, have configurations per game that are basically set up by the community, and just have a really nice looking UI. And you can basically install all the games from there that you want. And you're going to see on the system and performance front, you can go both stable and experimental as well. You can toggle between different build types, and you'll also keep your Xenia installation upgraded and on the most recent version because it does upgrade relatively recently. And it's one of those things, not every single game is perfect. I don't want you to go in thinking that every single Xbox 360 game you throw at Xenia is going to run 100%. Something like Gears of War here, at least in the cutscene, you're going to see some polygons missing from the characters' faces as well as torsos when the camera gets up close. So you'll see here they start kind of falling off on his head, but it is 100% playable. And as this upgrades more, keeping that installation automatically updated means you're going to get the most recent emulation, and sometimes that will fix bugs that you saw in previous versions. It's not a guarantee. Sometimes upgrades actually end up regressing some things and making them less playable, but you never know. It's always best to keep them upgraded, and that's why I really do love Xenia Manager. It handles so much of these things in the background for you, so you really can just focus more on playing games and enjoying them, and focus less on setting up the emulation. Now, I love getting into the nitty-gritty of the details and all the settings, but for other people, they just want a double-click and play experience. Now, going back to the other upgrades, you're going to see that it has advanced configurations per game settings, as well as NVIDIA driver support setting returning. So that's definitely something that is going to be welcome. Right now, it's planned for AMD in the future. But leave me a comment down below and tell me, are you NVIDIA or AMD on the graphics side of things? I've always been NVIDIA just because Resolve gets better performance in rendering on an NVIDIA GPU. Just something about the driver that works a little bit better than AMD. You're going to see here there's a ton of different patches and mouse hook improvements as well, kind of allowing you to do whatever you want. When you have all three versions installed, when you add a game to the overall UI, you're going to be asked which version you want to launch it in. Canary is going to be the standard. Let's take a look at something like Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts to give you an example of a game that just absolutely looks stunning in the higher internal rendering resolution, and Fat Banjo's always been a vibe. It's also our second soundtrack sample, so go ahead and listen. I'll be back to show you more Xenia Manager changes. Looks great and sounds great in that instance, but I did have a few frame hitches when I was actually trying to play the game, so it might be a game you'll actually want to dial down to 720p, and just be aware the most recent version as of this morning recording this, and it'll be tomorrow when you watch it, is going to be 3.0.1, so make sure you grab that hotfix and use the GitHub link in the description below to make sure you keep these things updated. But honestly, the new version of Xenia Manager is just absolutely outstanding, and it makes an already great application that much better. You're going to be able to emulate a ton of Xbox 360 games and get great improvement in a lot of them depending on your PC specs, and honestly it just makes it that much easier to interact with, because Xbox 360 emulation is definitely progressing, and I feel like maybe in 4 to 5 years it's going to be in a position where like PCSX2 or even DuckStation R or Dolphin for Wii and GameCube, because these games maybe even a couple years ago were barely showing signs of life depending on what game you picked, and now a ton of the Xbox 360 library is playable, and a lot of games can be completed with very few graphical glitches or hitches whatsoever. And Xenia Manager just makes that all the more easy. But you leave me a comment down below and you tell me, have you been emulating Xbox 360? You still play on consoles? For me, when I need to capture footage, a lot of times I'll use Xenia, but when I just want to play games, I'm still usually on my 360 just because it's easier to use, in my opinion, in my media setup in my living room, just because I don't have my gaming PC next to it. But Xenia Manager is upgraded to 3.0. It brings a ton of new improvements to the mix, and it absolutely is worth upgrading if you're still on 2.6, and if you've never installed it before, now is the time. But let's do some Leroy Jenkins just so I can die. Have a fun way to end the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.